I'd just like to take a few minutes just to talk about someone very dear to a lot of us that we lost earlier this month. Nick Perry. He was a Hackney hero. He was a dear friend, and he was the speaker at the second event. Gave an amazing talk about conservation, and he passed away unexpectedly earlier this month. Nick was amazing. I mean, I guess a lot of the regulars here, he was the guy that was running around with the cameras and the microphones, and he would stand at the door and kind of make sure that people knew where the toilets were and where the beer was and so on. Very friendly, amazing guy. I mean, I relied on him pretty much daily for a long time for many, many, many things. In a very nerdy way, one of the things you might do when someone, I guess, kind of just disappears from your life, you start going through old emails and old messages. And I actually looked at the WhatsApp correspondence between Nick and myself since early 2020, 14,000 messages. Yeah, probably way more than I communicate with all my family, spouse, and anyone else really. But if you read it, it would be amazing, from like, hey Nick, what do you call that shape of a tower on a building? And hey, I just found this thing that looks like a coal hole. What do you think that is? And he was this encyclopedia. Every time I noticed that someone was doing something dodgy, like putting like a billboard on a lovely mural on the Jolly Butchers, straight away to Nick. It's like, okay, we've got a case here. Within a minute, you would be CC'd on an email to the enforcement team, and within a week, that billboard will come down. He did amazing things for Hackney, campaign to save pubs, to save also the area where Wilmer Place is today. There was the whole Sainsbury's development a few years ago, so Stoke Local was spearheaded by Nick. We'll miss him dearly. I just want to finish, because ultimately it's not a wake, in case you were confused. Just a very short snippet that I think really captures Nick in his happy place. So Nick, Richard, myself, and a friend called Rachel, we did a kind of 3 drop-in sessions on Church Street because we were so bored, and we thought, what if we just sit somewhere and just ask people to come and ask us questions about local history? So we each brought our laptop and kind of all the maps, and people just wandered in and started asking about their house, their street, and this is just like a very short snippet that I took that I think really captures the man and the legend.
Took the statue with them.
Right.
And a couple of years later, the council put in a lead copy of the statue. So I say that because I say it's important fact that that statue is not the original statue. Yes, it's an antique. It's 1910.
But it's not the original. Yeah.
We don't need to be precious about it.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
Anyway, the project's just named after him.
Yeah.
Take it down, get rid of it. There's nothing, no relevance.
Yeah.
But he's buried there, and he can remain buried there.
Yeah.
So maybe what you do with the statue is put it on top of his grave, where it's entirely appropriate to have a man.
So that's Nick crushing dreams, telling people that that entrance in their basement is not a tunnel, it's actually just a little vault. So yeah, there were some tears back then, but it was all good fun. I think people learned a lot. So yeah, if you got a bottle or a glass or anything, to Nick Perry, he'll be greatly, greatly missed.